1945. The first atomic bomb detonated by the United States in New Mexico at the Trinity test site created so much heat that it formed a crater of radioactive glass in the desert about 10 feet deep and over 1,000 feet in width. Robert Oppenheimer is credited with being the father of the atomic bomb for his role in the Manhattan Project, the name of the undertaking that developed the first American nuclear weapons. Oppenheimer was one of those who witnessed the Trinity test in New Mexico. He later remarked that the explosion brought to mind words from the Bhagavad Gita.
Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds. I suppose we all thought that, one way or another.
At that moment, he knew the world would not be the same. Oppenheimer was once asked by a student of his, immediately following the Manhattan explosion, how he felt after having exploded the first atomic bomb on Earth. Oppenheimer's reply to the question was, not the first atomic bomb, but the first atomic bomb in modern time. Oppenheimer was implying that it was atomic warfare that was described in ancient writings of the Mahabharata Epic, and seems convinced that these descriptions accurately match the effects of modern nuclear weapons. The Hindu Vedas are packed with fantastic stories about the gods, their powers, and epic battles that supposedly took place long ago. Their sagas are widely perceived by post-World War II academia to be mythological stories that were created to be taken as allegories. However, German nationalist was convinced that sacred esoteric texts held ancient knowledge concerning advanced technology from distant antiquity, and that modern man had forgotten the true prehistoric history of the Earth as they sent expeditions all over the world. Ancient Aryan Hindu myths record stories of noble gods who fight off wicked forces flying in a craft called Vimanas, which translates to traversing, and were machines allegedly piloted by their ancient Aryan gods. These flying craft came in all shapes and sizes and can travel at different speeds and distances. Some were land and seafaring vehicles while others flew in the air, sometimes to other planets. The most interesting part about these flying weaponized Vimanas was that there are some precise records describing exactly how to build one. The ancient Aryans who built these ships allegedly wrote their own flight manuals on how to control the various types of Vimanas. Some have been translated into German and English. From the Samarangana Sutradhara, strong and durable was the body of the Vimana be made like a great flying bird of light material. Inside one was put the Mercury engine with its iron heating apparatus underneath. By means of the power latent in the Mercury which sets the driving whirlwind in motion, a man sitting inside may travel a great distance in the sky. The movement of the Vimana are such that it can vertically ascend, vertically descend, move slanting forwards and backwards. With the help of the machines, human beings can fly in the air, and heavenly beings can come down to earth. The Vaimanika Sastra has 8 chapters with diagrams describing 3 types of aircraft, including apparatuses that could neither catch on fire nor break. The ancient astronaut theorists suggested it was the evidence that the gods arrived as extraterrestrials came to Earth and brought their flying technology. The ancient Indian temples were built for the gods, and the gods themselves were believed to come from the sky above. The design of the Vimana was also imitated by the palace architecture of ancient India. One of the ancient astronaut stories of the Vedas comes from a translation of the Drona Parva, the 7th book in the Mahabharata. The book describes Drona, a warrior appointed as leader of an army in the Kurukshetra war, and his ensuing death in the battle. The story fits in with themes seen elsewhere in the Mahabharata and other ancient texts that detail the difficulties of war, but this particular book provides some descriptions that sound eerily similar to the effects of a nuclear war. Explosions that level everything, animals screaming and engulfed in flames, pregnant women's babies dying, and metal armor melting onto the skin of warriors who wear them all sound like the result of nuclear blasts. It mentions birds falling from the sky due to a single projectile charged with all the power of the universe as bright as 1,000 suns. Detailed description in this passage: we beheld in the sky what appeared to us to be a mass of scarlet clouds resembling the fierce flames of a blazing fire. From that mass, many blazing missiles flashed, and tremendous roars like the noise of 1,000 drums beaten at once, and from it fell many weapons winged with gold and thousands of thunderbolts with loud explosions and many hundreds of fiery wheels. Garuda was known for interpret as dropping bombs, flying to the moon and bringing Vishnu to different locations throughout the solar system. Garuda is described as the king of birds and a kite-like figure with the power to swiftly go anywhere, part of the state insignia in India, Indonesia, and Thailand. The ruins of Mohenjo-Daro show careful urban planning, advanced irrigation and drainage systems, and the 900-square-foot watertight communal bath that was filled by the Indus River. This civilization spanned over 500 acres and supported a population of somewhere between 20 to 40,000 citizens. Excavations at Mohenjo-Daro unearthed the skeletons of a family holding hands, appearing to have been flattened with rubble and ash covering them as if they had died in an abrupt and unforeseen event. Some accounts say that a layer of radioactive ash was found in the soil before the site was dug up, adding to the theory of a nuclear event that could have been the cause of the destruction of this ancient city. These claims, however, are somewhat unsubstantiated, with insufficient evidence to support the discovery of this radioactive material. Harappa, which came into ruin around the same time as Mohenjo-Daro, was equally as advanced, with granaries, superstructures, and calculated trading practices. These civilizations had board games like chess, traded precious gems and jewelry, and valued cleanliness and hygiene. Both were civilizations with thriving cultures that disappeared suddenly and without explanation. Whether these stories found in the ancient Vedic scriptures actually provide evidence of a nuclear war or not, they seem to at least describe some incredibly advanced apocryphal technology. Could there really have been flying craft and a nuclear event that wiped out these two ancient civilizations like the one described in the Mahabharata? If so, could these gods who are allegedly behind this technology actually have been the remnants of an ancient, forgotten, advanced civilization on Earth? Feel free to leave your comments. If you like my video, please subscribe and share it with your friends. I see you in the next quest.